Hello everyone, my name is Swagat. I'm studying MCA in Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. Today I'm going to explain about the topic is seminar on forward development in object-oriented modeling and design patterns. In these topics which are covered by what is OVA development, phases in OVA software development, OVA methodologies, OVA models and its advantages. The first one is what is OVA development. OVA development is a way of thinking about software-based abstraction that exists in a real world as well as in program. It is thinking about the software-based abstraction and it applied to exist in real-world objects in like the programs. The object-oriented modeling technique visualized to think in an application by using the models organized around the object. Any software developed approach through the following three stages. These three stages are applied to development of a software: analysis, design, and implementation. The phases in object-oriented software development. Object-oriented analysis. In this stage, the problem is formulated, user requirements are identified, and then a model is built based upon the real-world object. In any given problem statement is first formulated and we can identify the user requirements and it apply for the real world objects. The analysis produces models on the how the desired system should function and how it must be developed. The models do not include any implementation details so that it can be understood and examined by any non-technical expert. The second step is object-oriented design. In this design technique, the two stages are coming. The first one is system design. In this stage, the complete architecture of the desired system is designed. The system is conceived as a set of interacting subsystems that in terms of composed of a hierarchy of interacting objects grouped into classes. Then object design. In this stage, a design model is developed based on the models developed by the system analysis phase and the architecture designed in the system design phase. The association between the identified class are established and the hierarchies of a classes are identified. This object design, the given problem statement should be how to solve and we can algorithmically we can design the problem. The third one is object-oriented implementation and technique. In this stage, the design model developed in the object design translated into a code in an appropriated programming language or software tool. In any given problem is design after designing, we can implement the object in like that some programming language C, C++, Python like that. The databases are created and specific hardware requirements are ascertained. Once the code is shaped, it is tested using specialized technique to identify the remove the errors in the code. Once the code is done, the any error should be occurred, we can remove the error in the code. We go through the OVA methodologies. System conception. Software development begins with the business analysis of the user conceiving an application and formulating tentative requirements. Next one is analysis. The analysis scrutinizes and rigorously restates the requirements from the system conception by constructing the model. This analysis model has two types. Then domain model. The description of the real world object is reflected within the system. In application model, a description of the part of the application system itself are visible to the user. The system design. The development team devises a high-level strategy, the system architecture for solving the application problem. They also establish the policies that will serve a default for the subsequent, more detailed portion of the design. Then class design. The class designers add the detail to the analysis model in accordance with the system design strategy. The class designer elaborates to both the domain and application object using the same OVA concept and notations. Implementation. Implementers translate the classes and relationship developed during class design into a particular programming language, database, or hardware. After designing technique, we using the implementation for the problem in any hardware or software using the programming languages. The next topic is OOA models. The OOA model containing three models. The first one is the class model. The class model describes the static structure of the object in the system and their relationships. The class model defines the context of the software development. In a class diagram, the graph whose nodes are classes, the arcs are relationships among the classes. The next model is the state model. It describes the aspect of an object that change over a time. We know that the class model is static structure. The state model is change over a time. The state model specifies and implement to control with the state diagram. A state diagram is a graph whose nodes are status, whose arcs are transition between the state caused by the events. The next model is the interaction model. It describes the object in a system cooperate to achieve broader result. The interaction model start with the use cases and then elaborate with the sequence and activity diagrams. In a use case diagram, we can focus on the functionalities of a system that will system does for users. In sequence diagram shows the object and interact the time sequence of the interaction. In an activity diagram elaborates the important processing steps. These use case and sequence and activity diagrams are applied in interaction model. Then advantages of the OOA methodology. The object-oriented methodology closely represents the problem domain. Because of this is easier to produce to understanding the design. Then first we can easily understand the problem statement. It is easy for designing. The object in the systems are immune to requirement changes, therefore allows to change more easily. These are the advantages for the OOA methodologies. Thank you.